What's up, guys? First, Adam here, bringing you a PTR patch update. In this video, I'm just going over what to expect when the patch goes live, what is currently in patch 2.4.0, what are the changes you can expect, and just so on, just things like that. So right off the bat, I'm going to put links to the pages that I'm using in my description. So I'm not going to be going over each individual class and what items were changed and stuff like that. So if you want to see exactly what changes are making to your favorite class, whatever, go ahead and click on the links below, and you can then go through their table of contents, find your champion, and just go through there and see the changes that they made. So I'm pretty much just going to go over patch features and then the hotfixes that they did. So right off the bat, when they first released the patch 2.4 to PTR, they gave us a big long list of just all the stuff that they're doing, and it's quite a lot to take in. So they are adding a new area called Grey Hollow Island. No, it's a new feature as they're classifying it. It's technically an area. Mysterious forested located or local of Grey Hollow Island is now open for exploration, inhabited by new enemies, and steeped in intrigue, brave the wilds and unravel the enigma behind the isle's mysterious inhabitants. Be forewarned, however, the island itself is hungry for blood. Now you can click on this on the link in the description, click here, and you can find out more exactly what Grey Hollow Island is. Pretty much it's just a new area. That's all it is. New monsters, new areas, so you can expect there's going to be a bounty in that area. So if you ever, when you farm bounties and stuff at random, they're going to just draw certain areas, and this is going to be one. So expect new bounties and everything from this. So the next is a new zone, an expanded zone. The sanctuary grows a little bit larger. Two existing zones are receiving new fully explorable additions featuring new bounties and events. Survive the hunting grounds of the fierce Yeti in the Eternal Woods. A new branch of ruins of Sescheron Zone. Leoric's Manor becomes a bit grander beyond the collapsed stairwell in Act 1, opening the royal quarters to the curious treasure hunters. Exactly where this is at is when you go to Act 1 and you go to Leoric's Manor. I think it's the Northern Highlands you have to teleport to, and you first walk into the door. You're usually granted by a nice long hallway and then some stairs, and at the bottom of those stairs there's just lots of enemies, probably like 30 or 40 summoners and enemies and stuff all right there. So you kill them all, and previously you had two little side rooms. One is where you get Leoric's shin bone for the side quest, I guess, to creating the Hellish Nightmare Staff, so you can go into the secret world. And then the other side, just like a little room with some books in it, and then there's a set of stairs that winds up to the left, and then you just continue on to get in, fighting your way towards the butcher. Now the staircase to the right was just blocked by a bunch of debris and stuff like that, and the way they're pulling this off is saying the cultists have now cleared that away, so now you can walk up into there and it's a new zone. So that's one of the new areas. Next is set dungeons. This is something that's pretty cool. Basically what a set dungeon is, right up here, basically each class has their own sets. I think there are a grand total of 6 sets or 4 sets per class, and I think actually some have more than others, but basically what it is, I'm going to use the Demon Hunter for example because I know the Demon Hunter best. The Unhallowed Essence for the Demon Hunter, once you get all the items for it, just through playing the game, you will get little notes, and I believe upon completing the entire set, you'll receive a piece of mail or a little notebook or something will appear, giving you a clue of where the set dungeon is. Now, it's not a key, it's not a Greater Rift or a Rift or anything like that. It's a set rift, think of it that way. But the portal somewhere in the world, and you can just go and explore, and as long as you're wearing the set and if you walk past it, it will illuminate itself, but you don't know where. There's a lot of ground to cover. So when you collect the last piece of your set, it will give you the clues and kind of treasure hunt of where this set is. As soon as you go in there, there's going to be a set of unique challenges that you have to overcome. I know for the Unhallowed Essence build, when I completed it, what you had to do was their enemies spread out very thinly and they moved incredibly slow. But what you had to do is you had to kill 30 enemies with one multi-shot. And they're like little crab things. They only have like 500 health or something, so it's really easy to kill them. You don't have to worry about dying or anything like that. But they move really slow, and they're easy to kill. So you want to make sure you don't have any thorn damage or anything like that. You got to round up 30 of them and then shoot them. You got to do that 3 times. It's actually a lot harder than it sounds. On top of that, there's certain pylons you have to go and click on and kill all elite packs and just other different, there's 4 different tasks you got to complete. One of them is the time limit. You got to complete the other tasks within the time limit. That is to get the master set done. You're mastering that particular set. So if you get all, because there's multiple challenges, and one of them is called the master set. If you complete the master set along with all the other challenges in that set dungeon, you get the master achievement for that current set. If you complete all the set dungeons for your class, all the, let's see here, there's the shadow set, this is the Demon Hunter shadow set, Unhallowed Essence, Natalia's, and Marauder 6. Those are all the sets for the Demon Hunter. When you master each set, you will get a class specific some wings only for that particular class. I haven't completed them all, so I'm not exactly sure what they look like for the Demon Hunter. I know for the monk they have a little like spirit stone at the top of it, and you got some wings, and it looks pretty cool. And so that's what you get for sets. You don't get anything else other than a little bit of XP for completing it and some gold and stuff, but you're doing it just for the achievement points and the cosmetic stuff that you get from it. Now if you complete all the sets for all the classes, you get a master wings, and these are supposed to be extremely rare and very hard to get, and if you own them, you're like the best of the best type of thing, but yeah, you get some rare wings by completing it, and not everybody's going to complete it. So if you do, you're one of very few that actually put the time into it. It does take some time. If you're watching this video, the PTR is still live, so you can go in, do it on the PTR, learn how to do it, because it's super easy to get all the gear. And then when the patch goes live, puts on the live servers, you already know what to do, you already know how to beat it. One of the streamers, Quinn69, he beat it on all classes. He even made a guide on how to beat them all. It took him over 80 hours to do everything. So you can just search for his name in YouTube and find that video. So that's the set dungeon. The next thing is Empowered Rifts. Well, what exactly is an Empowered Rift? Well, it's a greater rift, but empowered. Basically, we have all this gold. If you're like me, you can get gold easily. I can farm up 6 billion gold like it was nothing. It's super easy to get gold. So what they're doing in this patch is giving us something to spend that gold on. So when you go and put your Greater Rift key in, you select, the difficulty that you want to enter, Greater Rift 50, let's say. There's going to be a little box that says Empower. When you click that, there's going to be a gold amount associated with that. With Greater Rift 50, it's like, 160 to 200 million gold to empower it. Now what this does, it gives you 1 extra chance for a roll at your gem. So instead of 3 rolls, you get 4. Very nice for, if you can easily beat a level 50 quick, very fast way of leveling up gems. Especially if you're doing like level 30s and level 40s where you can just one-shot everything. You just go in, kill everything. And Empowered Rift, level 40 Empowered Rift is only like, 80 million, 60 million gold. So it's not a whole lot. And you do like a regular rift and you can get that much gold. So, or close enough to it. So that's what Empowering Rift is. It's empowering a greater rift to give you an extra chance at upgrading a gem. So just be a little bit more efficient at upgrading gems. The next thing is Season Rebirth. Now, at first I thought, what is the point of this? And some of you are probably asking, what is Season Rebirth? Well, I'm just going to read it word for word right here, right at the top here. Transition seamlessly from season to season with the new Season Rebirth feature. This option allows you to instantly transform a non-seasonal hero to a fresh level 1 season hero, maintaining their name and hours played. All gear is removed and automatically mailed to your non-season character, providing up to 30 days to reclaim the items at a later time. Paragon level completed achievements and other accomplishments also remain behind with your non-seasonal hero. To clarify this, I thought, well, what's the point? I just make a new character anyway. But here's the thing. I have 15 character slots. They're all filled because I got a couple mules and stuff like that. And every time the season ends, I take all the stuff off that character, transfer it to my main character, and then delete that character. Now, what you can do, there's two things you can do. You can make 2 of every character, or just make 1 of every character, if you only make 1 of every character, you're not going to have if you play seasonal, you will not have a non-seasonal character. I like to have a seasonal and a non-seasonal. So I'll have 2 demon hunters, 2 witch doctors, 2 of everything. And instead of having to delete one, then remake it, I can just I can create a permanent seasonal character and a permanent non-seasonal character. And when the season ends, that seasonal character goes to non-season. I can select that character and click on the feature Seasonal Rebirth, and it automatically keeps its name, hours played, everything like that, and just makes it seasonal again. But it makes it a level 1. So therefore, I don't have to delete it, I don't have to transfer anything, it does all that automatically for me. And I get to keep the name and everything like that, so it just saves a little bit of time and it's a little bit less of a hassle to switch between seasons. That's all Seasonal Rebirth is. Let's see here. Next is revised buff bar. Thank God! The revised buff bar is super duper nice. Depending on what kind of buff you have, if it's your own character buff, for instance, let's say on the barbarian you use your war cry or your battle shout. Those are long buffs. They last for a minute to 2 minutes to up to 3 minutes if you have all the buffs and or passives in place. Okay, so instead of taking up a spot on your buff bar right above your skill levels, what it is, it'll highlight your skill with a gold banner, and it pulses very gently, very lightly, and then has a green bar at the top, and that green bar slowly goes away. It fills up, and then from right to left, it disappears. And that's just indicating how much time is left. That's the new buff bar. On top of that, let's say if you get a monk in your group and he has the not the Natalia set, the Ina set. Okay, he gives 4 mantras to everybody around him. So instead of taking up 4 slots on your buff bar, you're going to see one icon that has like kind of 2 glowy arrows pointing up. If you put your mouse cursor over that, it'll show all the mantras. So all the mantras only take up 1 spot. So it's just kind of a reduced size. So that's what they're doing. They're making any buffs that you put on yourself be put on your action bar instead of the buff bar. So that way if you get pylons or shrines or something like that, they all stay up there. And it's easy. If you're getting buffs from weapons or anything like that, that might give you a buff and it gives you a little icon. You will be able to see it. I know for the focus and restraint, there's 2 icons right there. And then if you have, a cubed convention of elements, there's a 3rd one there. And then, the Shenlong's weapons and stuff like that, there's 2 more. So you can have everything up and view everything. And it's actually less clutter. So I really like it. So I love the revised buff bar. Next is action combat. Again, I'm just gonna read this word for word and then kind of talk about it a little bit. The action combat, the popular console version of action combat makes its way to PC. Massacre, destruction, and trap mastery bonuses are now granted to players who chain together death, destruction, and clever play. Earn bonus experience and temporary boost to movement or a buff to your resource generations through smart and tactical play. What does this exactly mean? Well, if you get to a nice big area and there's lots of monsters, once you kill 15 of them, you'll notice basically a little icon right above your buff bar that has a timer on it and like a little rope saying how much that's burning away, giving you kind of identifying how much time you have. The more you kill, it stacks. It'll say how many monsters you've killed, and you have, I think, up to 3 seconds to go and kill another monster or to attack it. Every time you attack hit a monster, it refreshes the cooldown. And if you kill a monster, it adds a stack to it. And the more stacks you have, the more experience those monsters are going to grant. This is really cool. You can get up to a 4 times multiplier, 400% more XP from them. So I've gotten a stack all the way up to 682 or something. And I got 4 times the experience from all those kills, all 682 of them. So whether it was a elite pack, a boss, no matter what, I got 4 times the experience. Really nice, very handy. So that is the XP bonus. The movement speed bonus is when you come across breakable items, barrels, or if you're in the caves, you can shoot the sides and stuff. You see all the rock crumble and stuff like that. If you get, I think, destroy at least 7 objects all at once, you get for 20 seconds like a 20% movement speed buff. The more you destroy, the longer it is. I've gotten a movement speed buff. I think it only goes up to 1 minute. But as long as you keep destroying stuff, it'll keep adding to it up to a minute. So it'll just keep refreshing itself. Another thing they added was the buff to resource generation. This is really nice, but it's very hard to get because when you're pushing greater rifts and stuff, it's kind of pointless because they don't die from it. It's killing an enemy with the environment. If you go to the Fields of Misery or to the caves or anything like that, you hit those logs or you hit the wood on the side in Lyric's manor and rocks fall on the enemies or chandeliers. If that kills the enemy, you get a resource generation buff. Really nice, very handy. It's just as powerful as a shrine, a resource regeneration shrine, not a pylon, but a shrine. Almost as powerful. I think it's 50%, whereas the shrine is like 75%, and then the pylon's like 95% or 90%. So that is how you get your resource generation. Of course, the more you kill with the environment, the longer the buff is. I think up to a minute. Let's see here. There was... Oh, yeah. And another thing that they added was the Nephilim Valor. The little yellow globes that you can pick up, and when you attack somebody, it has a chance to electrocute them for a little bit of damage. Well, now, if you can collect up to 3 of them, and each one increases the damage that it does. Before it didn't do that. It just made it last longer. Now, each one that you pick up not only increases the damage, but it makes it last longer. And health globes increase the duration. Not the damage, just the duration of it. So that's something else that they added. Also, stash tabs. Oh, this is really, really nice. They are adding a 6th stash tab you can purchase for 500,000 gold. Let's see here. You can... What this tab does, well, it gives you a whole new page. But what it is, it's a tab, not the tabs. How our stash is normally made up, you got the tabs on the side. Well, you got the tabs on the side, but you also have 2 tabs at the top. Once you purchase it, you'll see 2 chest icons. You can switch between them. The first chest icon has the 5 tabs on the right hand side. The 6th tab is the second chest. You click on that, and you can actually buy 5 more tabs. Well, you can buy. You can't buy them. What you have to do is you get them through achievements and through seasonal activities. That's the only way to get them. But you can have up to 10 stash tabs. Super, super nice. I really like this because right now I have 6 tabs in PTR because I haven't gone and got the other 4 tabs, and they're completely full. There's not one single space, so I definitely need more space. This is going to help with creating characters just to hold stuff, mules and stuff like that. So now I can have potentially 2 tabs per character. There's always one character that I don't play in the season. That's usually monks or wizards. So I usually have one tab for all my gems and mats and stuff like that, and then I can have 2 tabs per class, which I really like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Let's see here, what else they did. They made a whole bunch of changes to all the classes. Experience. Let's talk about experience for a little bit. The new experience that monsters get. Before, you were able to get experience, put like a ruby in your helmet for 41% more experience, get a Leorix ring for like additional 30% or 25%, and you can get the Born set for additional XP. Yeah, that doesn't really work anymore. You can still get bonus experience, but they nerfed it by 90%. So if you look on a ruby, it'll say levels 1 through 69, 41% increased XP. For level 70, 4.1% XP. So the reason why they did this is, think of if you had 41%, well, imagine all the XP bonuses that you can get. They nerfed it, they took away all that XP, but instead of just taking away, they gave it to them, they buffed how much XP monsters give by that percentage. So everybody just gets it. You don't have to have one person in your group that has all XP gear just so everybody else can benefit from it. No, everybody's going to benefit from it without having the XP gear on. Now, if you put on a ruby, that 4.1% is more than 4.1%. That's multiplicative, not additive, like it was before. So when you first load up your character and you look at bonus XP, it's going to show 0. On T10, it's going to show 0 XP because all that extra XP, they amplified the experience that monsters give by that number. So you're still getting it, it just doesn't show it there in bonus XP. If you put that 4.1% ruby in your helmet, depending on what character you are and other bonuses and stats that you have, I've gotten up to 1,440% increased XP from a 4.1% gem. Like I said, it's multiplicative, not additive. So it takes the XP bonuses of that torment that you're on and multiplies it by that amount. So super duper good. I really like the new bonus XP. It's definitely going to make leveling faster. And it goes for the same thing for level 69 and under, except for you're not getting hit with that XP nerf. The monsters still drop that same amount of XP depending on the torment that you're on. And the XP is, more per torment, but you're going to get the full 41% of that ruby gem. So really nice. User interface. They didn't really change a whole lot, except for damage numbers. This is super, super nice. If you're like me and you've played, done greater rifts where you're hitting into billions, if not hundreds of billions, almost trillions, that number gets really big. They now have a number squish. Now, it's not like WoW where they made everything do less damage. No, you're still doing the same amount of damage, but it's abbreviated. Instead of showing the full number, 1,298,369,252, it'll just say, it'll abbreviate that to either K, M's, or M's. Basically, if you do 3.5 billion instead of 3.500000000 whatever, it'll be 3500M. 3,500 million. 3.5 billion. So that's really nice. I really like that. And when you, on a particular monster, like if you're fighting a boss, and you shoot and you get your highest damage number you've ever done for that particular monster, it's going to highlight it in dark orange instead of yellow as a crit. You got white numbers, you got yellow crit, and then you got orange highest DPS. Now every time you attack a new monster, it doesn't transfer over. It doesn't show, okay, this is now your newest highest damage perk. No, it's just per monster. So when you go to a new monster, there's no data recorded for how much or what is your highest damage output to that particular monster. So now it's when you hit the first time, it's going to be orange, and then if you hit higher than that, it's going to be orange. If you hit higher than that one, it's going to be orange. So it'll always let you know when you've hit a new breakpoint for that creature that you're fighting. So it's kind of nice. There are new item comparison tooltips added to the followers. So now if you open up your followers inventory and abilities and you put your mouse over a piece of gear in your inventory, it will now compare that item to your followers item instead of yours. So now you can compare them to try to optimize your followers damage the most, which is kind of nice, even though they don't do a whole lot of damage, but you know, it just helps a little bit. And also, I haven't really seen this, but apparently it's in. Skill buttons now flash when the cooldown has completed, just to kind of give you a little bit of a warning. It's like, hey, this is ready to go. Hit me again. Come on, let's go. So, and then let's see here. Crafting. They've changed how death breaths appear on the floor. When you pick them up, they look the same. But now when an elite pack drops death breaths, they'll appear as kind of a tealish blue. And they glow a little bit. So it's really easy to spot them. So you won't miss them. When an elite pack drops, it's no longer yellow, and you think, you just see the yellow and you don't read its name. You don't think it's just a yellow item, but you'll actually see its death's breath now because it's a different color. So that's really, really nice. That's really all they did to crafting materials. And then monsters. They changed a lot to monsters. Kind of what their attacks are, attack speeds and stuff like that. You can go ahead and read through this, but like I was saying before, experience granted by all monsters at level 70 has been increased. I'm going to put the word greatly increased because it really has. Monster health has been reduced in solo, 2 and 3 player greater rifts. Packs with the frozen affects now have increased delay between their frozen casts. So those are kind of the 3 main tooltips, I guess, for monsters. Again, you can click on this link and you can read through this yourself, because if I were to read it, we'd be here for a long time if I were to read all the patch notes. So that really wraps up what is coming to patch 2.4 and season when it goes live. Now, if you're on the PTR and you've played these, you can actually go to Twitch and follow Diablo 3 and receive the latest hotfixes. You can actually look this guy up right here. And actually, I'll just make a link in the description that you can click on to follow him on Twitter, so you can get the latest updates. These are all the updates they did since this right here. This is the updated version. This is giving you precision percentages on skills and items and stuff like that. So definitely check it out. Look for the date. If you keep scrolling down, you'll eventually get to the 12/1 mark on December 1st. These are the latest updates. So if you go into the PTR right now, it won't show any of these effects. Not one. It'll still show the original effects. Just because they just haven't updated the tooltip. They've implemented these. They're in game. They are in effect. It just doesn't show up. So the damage output, the buffs and stuff like that are all still there. Let's see here. What else? Blizzard's experimenting a new way of updating the game. Instead of updating it on client side, pushing the patch out to all the clients, and now just deciding it's like, hey, now when we do that, they have to download it, then they have to restart, then they have to re-log in, and depending on the internet speed, if you have good internet, bad internet, whatever, that can take some time. So now what they're doing is they're patching it on server side, so everything's just there. It's always live. So therefore, the servers don't have to go down for it. It just gets implemented instantaneously, and you can log in. You no longer would have to download the patch or anything. But so far, they haven't updated the tooltip for that. So I'm waiting for that hotfix to be implemented. I think they didn't do that because of the PTR and they just released these notes. But on live, that's as far as I know, that's how they are going to do it. So like I said, if you click on this link to see exactly what changes were done to specific items, classes, and sets, just scroll down to the very bottom until you see the post for December 1st, 2015. and these will be the updated version of the one above it. Now, there are some updates in this new one, or there are updates in the old one, the November 24th, that never got updated in the December 12th, December 1st, just because they didn't need to be updated. So I'd read through them both and then compare them side by side to actually see exactly what they changed. It's quite a bit. You can kind of read through what they did. So, and that wraps up what Season 5 and Patch 2.4 is going to be. Really looking forward to it. This is probably one of their biggest patches, even bigger than the Kanai's Cube, because that really, let's be honest, wasn't very big. As soon as it went live, I went in, took me 5 minutes to get the cube, and I was set. So, yeah, so the patch 2.4 is going to be super, super fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I like the changes. And there's a couple other things that I didn't talk about that they're implementing, but it's not that big of changes. One I guess I should mention is there's no longer going to be season-specific legendaries. They're doing away with that. So as soon as the season goes live and the new legendaries for that season comes out, they're available for season and non-season. So, but what they want to do is they still want to make seasonal characters unique. Why should I create a seasonal character? One, leaderboard, the fresh start and everything like that. But two, you get the set dungeons and just all the little tweaks and twerks to the gameplay, or I guess not gameplay, but to how everything works. There's going to be season rewards also. I guess I should talk about this. This is a pretty big thing. When you first load into the game, right hand side you'll notice like your season rewards. No, complete these 5 things on this list and you got season reward rank 1. There's like 5 ranks or whatever. Upon completing all of those, you get different rewards. You're guaranteed a full set. This season, for example, what Blizzard did at BlizzCon was if you complete all the all tiers, all 5 tiers for the monk, upon completing them all, you're rewarded with the full Sun Wukong set. Just bing, there you go, full Sun Wukong set. So they're doing that with every class. Each season offers new sets for every class. So for the monks, this season it's going to be Sun Wukong's. Next season, maybe Raymond's. Who knows? They're going to just rotate it like that. So keep an eye on that too. So it definitely makes it worth farming for. It kind of makes it worth doing. On top of that, you get cosmetic changes, wings, pets, banners, stuff like that. So, but yeah, that wraps up the patch 2.4 and the hotfixes. The patch is expected to come in the next couple weeks. They've already released the pre-patch. Now, it didn't change anything on the live servers, but the game is now ready to receive this patch, which means this patch is probably going to go live probably in the next 2 weeks is what I'm estimating. Season 5 will probably begin somewhere around January 1st. That week, between Christmas and the first week of January. Somewhere in there is when Season 5 will start. Blizzard might announce it either today or later on, but I haven't seen any news on it, and I'm just going by what they said at BlizzCon. Patch 2.4 is going live in December. They said towards the end of December, mid-end December. And that means when patch 2.4 goes live, that's when Season 4 is going to end. Now, they've come out and said that the seasons are now going to be 3 months long. So, just look at when Season 4 started, count 3 months from that date, and that's when it will end. And then a week later, that's when the next season starts. So, just do the math yourself. So, that wraps us up. As always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, you should check out my other Diablo videos, and also like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Diablo info and guides and stuff like that. I'll be making a lot this coming season. If you have any suggestions for me or any comments or anything, just leave a comment on this video, and check my description for the links to the pages I used in this video, also to my Twitter and Twitch account. I'll be streaming patch 2.4 live. So as always, thanks for watching.